Alright guys, we are back for another one of these silly Dokkan battle videos. Videl has gotten her EZA. Seems to be a solid EZA. I think that she should be on the level of Kefla or Gotenks. I mean, they have felt very competitive in a lot of these difficult events. So I think Videl seemingly is going to have the similar strengths, similar weaknesses as the Gotenks and Kefla EZA characters. So I think Videl should kind of like fall in line with them. Videl does seem to be designed to work very well for the hardest fight in the game. Now, she's going to be dodge or die, but again, she's still going to be effective in the hardest fight in the game, which does matter. Okay, so we've been getting friend Krillin characters, because obviously LR Krillin is an Earthling leader. We do have Roshi's friends. Why doesn't it... I don't understand. Why doesn't it give us... I don't understand why it doesn't give us Roshi friends. Dude, I wish that there was, like, 2 buttons you could press, right? One, it gives you, like, you know, a leader it deems best. And then the second button would be just give you an exact copy of what you've got. Like, it would be much easier. Blah, 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 blah. Quickly, I just want to go over the category Videl is weak to, and then we'll go ahead and dominate here. So, Videl is obviously weak to Earthling. So, I mean, this has a lot of, like, free-to-play type characters, so that's going to be good, I think, for a lot of players to potentially be able to grind up this Videl EZA, right? So if we go ahead and jump over, we see that it's, we go up here, we see that it's Earthling that we want to use. And then she has damage reduction against extreme tech in STR and physical. So if we jump back over, all superclass characters are fine, and then we could also use extreme AGL, which means Mamba and LR Pilaf, Shu, and Mai are definitely on the table for us here. I guess we could use Videl and Spopovich as well, but they're, I mean, years old. They're obviously not very good. And then the rest of it, you know, just filling out with, like, various kind of, like, super class characters here for Earthlings should work rather well. I mean, I could be running, like, Tien and Chaozu. Actually, you know what? I think I probably will run Tien and Chaozu over Krillin. Why not? Let's put Tien and Chaozu in here. Sure, whatever. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Just kind of like this. Oh, wait. No, I'm silly. That's the reason I hadn't done it. They're not on Roshi's leader skill. God damn it. Yeah, okay. That's the reason I hadn't done that, is because they're not on his leader skill. All right, well, hopefully they don't get blown away in one shot. I felt like double Roshi would obviously make this very simple here. Tien and Roshi do have dodge, right? So they could probably still be able to get the job done. Now, we'll go ahead and grind through the EZA. We'll jump right into our showcase. Again, I think Videl should actually work fairly well. Videl does have multiple teams in which we can realistically use her, which is good. You know, like, actually having multiple teams is really good, because one of Videl's major issues historically, that's a good dodge right there, has been links and teams and stuff like that, of course. Okay, we could just do this. So we'll have... Perfect. All right, this rotation right here will be able to one-turn this Videl. And yeah, I guess we'll go back to that EGL Krillin. Since I'm not really running Earthlings, I'm just running double Roshi, kind of like team right there. But just like Earthling will work just as well, but it's probably just going to go a little bit slower, is all. All right, Bunny Bulma, we need those additional supers, girl. That's what we're looking for, additional supers. But Videl, again, so we could rock her on Roshi's team. Videl will probably look best on Roshi's team, despite the fact that we're not going to be able to take advantage of her active skill. Oh, weapon super. There we go. Ring it up. Every day I get closer and closer and closer. Every day I'm grinding out a couple of Dokkan event medals here and there, right? You know, building up a stockpile ready to Dokkan Awaken any character to LR that might come out or anything like that, so that'll be good. So, like, when I'm grinding those Dokkan event medals, I've explained it before, but I'm a lot of times using, like, Dragon Ball Saga type teams. So what I'm doing with those Dragon Ball Saga type teams, yeah, we'll bring the recent Krillin that came out. We could also bring Mai as well. AGL Mai is another character we could... Oh, yeah, see, dude, Rainbow Roshi. Of course Rainbow Roshi is what I'm looking to use here. Are they crazy? I do not want to run Krillin over Rainbow Roshi. This is craziness, dude. Craziness. Silliness, even. Okay, so we could hit this. STR is what gives Pilaf, Shu, and Mai their power, huh? That's the attack one. I'd have to double check with them. I think Let me actually double check that right now. Is it STR gives them like crit and damage? I think AGL is like attack and defense, and then is it tech is dodge? Let me double check with Peel Off Shu and Mai. They're a character that unfortunately I mean, I'm glad to see Dragon Ball Saga get like actual premium characters, like characters who will be very effective in difficult content like Bunny Bulma and Roshi, rather than kind of like, you know, LR Peel Off Shu and Mai, who, I mean, they could be okay, but pretty much just okay. So, all right, with AGL orbs, they get 70% attack and defense, and they get an additional as a high chance to be a super. That's with AGL key spheres. Tech key spheres gives them 100% defense and a high chance to dodge. And then STR key spheres has 100% attack, high chance to crit, and then seal the enemy's super attack. Okay. I think that the character could have been a lot better if, like, their dodge should have been permanent. Like their dodge should not have been locked behind a type of orb or anything like that. That was a definite mistake for this character. Bunny Bulma actually helping them out quite a bit. Damn. No, I don't want to do damn. I want this, but I mean, if we go, it would be an 18 key if it would just go down the STR orbs. That's why, dude. A lot of times people, again, they fall over themselves stupidly just to criticize me. A lot of times I a point like this, and I will say they need to allow us to have an orb update. This has nothing to do with, like, dumbasses, no offense, but it's what a lot of y'all are, that say this anyway, talk about, like, orb management and shit like that. That's not what this situation is. This is characters needing specific types of orbs to activate specific abilities in their passive. That's exactly what that is right there. So, I do wish they would allow us to choose the orbs that we could get. Damn, that didn't... I did want to get... whatever. I was hoping that last STR orb would be able to connect, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, what was I saying? Videl? Yeah, Videl, we got a couple of different teams that we could potentially rock her on. You know, so of course there's Roshi's team. I think Videl should be fairly effective. The team typically is overflowing in orbs, helped by the fact that we have LR Bulma, Rainbow Orb Changer, and we have Bunny Bulma, Rainbow Orb Changer. With 2 Rainbow Orb Changers, the team is overflowing with orbs. So we could even try Kefla as well. I mean, the thing is, the best format of the team would certainly be Roshi, UI, Bulma, and then there's one open slot. We could try Kefla there, you know, maybe in Yamcha or Patapara Kid Goku or 23rd World Tournament Goku if we're feeling risky. You know, Videl, I think, is going to be a really reasonable option as well. Videl, in particular, could be very good against Goku and Frieza, or some of these other fights. Videl, against kind of like a traditional... So, like, what's a character Videl would struggle against? Potentially the worst matchup for Videl, I think, would maybe be like Blue Gogeta, just because, you know, he's kind of like a slot machine and how that phase operates. All right, what do we have here? A lot of STR orbs. That's good. Yeah, sure, let's do that. So it's kind of a slot machine in how they operate, right? That'll be a little bit... That'll get us a little bit of damage, so we'll do that. Where Videl's major weakness is the Tech Pan slot, right? Which, if you're going to run her on slot 1, that's where she's going to be most effective. And the Tech Pan slot would be a problem for her. Gogeta can punish that, right? But the 9th anniversary meta specifically has a ton of fights where the bosses are... It's not like RNG. You know they can only super in slot 1. We have Supreme Magnificent Battle, Sword of Hope Trunks, Beast Gohan, and Goku and Frieza, who literally can only super attack in slot 1. That does give value to Videl, because we know that, like, where the super attack is going to be. So, like, we could put her in slot 1, she dodges super, we could be good. Now, some of them, where I would be very interested to see how Videl would perform, would be against, like, Sword of Hope Trunks, right? He supers right away, she dodges it, right? Then she does her barrage of attacks, and then Trunks hits with, like, you know, 1.8 million normals or whatever the hell it is in the Tech Pan slot. I would love to see how Videl will do against that. That's what I'm looking to see. So I think, again, a couple of different fights we could see that in would be Sword of Hope and Beast Gohan. Those are both bosses that get a huge damage increase when they super, but they always super attack right away. It's kind of like how the fight is structured. It's how the fight is designed to operate, right? So that's where I'm very excited and eager to see how Videl could operate. I didn't mention it, too. The Cell Max fight is now on Global, so a lot of you guys are going to know exactly what I'm talking about, where the Cell Max fight is kind of weird in how his AI kind of works, where at the start of the fight, he does not pressure slot 1 like many other bosses in the game do. He usually lines all of his attacks up in slot 3 and slot 2. It's because he has this weird thing where the AI, like, his fight, like, the action it'll select is to do nothing a bunch of times. So it's very common that you'll see him not really attack very much until slot 2 or 3, right? Again, it's a very, very common thing with the Cell Max fight. But that only lasts at the start of the fight. Once you get a couple of turns in, Cell Max's behavior changes, and then he gets an 80% super attack rate, and he no longer has those actions where it's, you know, he's gonna not attack slot 1. Then he starts to overly pressure slot 1, with most of his attacks being in slot 1, and the 80% chance to super, so he's always going to be opening with that super attack towards the end of the Cell Max fight. That's where Videl could come in and be very effective. So, I mean, look at it, right? The fight could start, Videl in slot 1, there's no attacks right there. So, you know, get a couple of attack stacks, you could kind of keep her out of harm's way, and then, you know, you get to a point where Cell Max does have a lot of pressure on slot 1. She could dodge the super, but how is she going to handle some of those normals? I'd like to see that. Unfortunately, the way her passive appears to work is... So it's the wording is funky in some characters where sometimes when receiving an attack, it's like like a buff would trigger right away, or they need to specifically get hit, or they could dodge and it'll activate. Like there's a lot of different like ways that could operate. Videl in one of her buffs though does actually have to get hit, which I think is at least a little bit annoying. Because if you can not get hit, that is always better than getting hit. Even for characters that need to get hit to build up, I have a term for that. It's called shit design, because needing to get hit sucks. Ass is what it is. That's one thing I want to keep an eye out for, by the way, is Bunny Bulma linked up to LR Bulma, getting that extra 5% dodge from Battlefield Diva, how meaningful of an impact that could have. Because I think it does, oh, nice, triple super. Hidden potential system additional super. Bunny Bulma, my goat. Good job. Nice. At that extra 5%, I mean, with how we understand how dodges work, that means that link can be very powerful. You know, like my LR Bulma has a full dodge build. So that 5% is going to push her up. So my LR Bulma with Battlefield Diva activated is essentially going to have a 30% chance to dodge, a medium chance to dodge. So, you know, and then a character like Bunny Bulma, who, you know, is up more like 70% dodge and then jumps up to 75, could be good. And that's another reason why I think Videl could work well on Roshi's team. And then I kind of went all over Boo Saga as well. I think Videl is a nice option on Boo Saga. When we do the long world tour video, we'll definitely try some Boo Saga. We'll try some Roshi team. I'll probably try... I remember Videl being popular on the friends list compared to, you know, like a similar... Like, Videl, to me, is still, like, probably the lowest hype character in terms of a Dokkan Fest. But I feel like she was pretty popular on the friends list. Like, I remember her being very common. So I will not be shocked if we'll be able to run her team with ease with potentially a lot of good friends on the friends list. So we'll probably try and do that. We'll probably cycle between those three teams to see how it works. So, let me know what you guys think of Goat Del, Vidal's EZA. I will get her EZA, and we'll jump into the showcase.